It was a pleasure to be interviewed by Bloomberg TV at the November 14, 2017 Women's Forum Breakfast of Corporate Champions, where we honored those companies that had 25% women on boards. Stay tuned for the next Women's Forum Breakfast of Corporate Champions, which will be held November 7th, 2019, when we will be honoring those companies that are at 30% women on boards. And I will again be chairing that event.
We caught up with some of these leaders to ask about gender parity.
Gender parity has been slow in the uptake, in my estimation, because it takes a long time to turn board members over. There's usually a 70 to 75-year limit, and that age limit can preclude changes happening in boards more quickly.
Moving the needle is in all things. You need to be intentional, you need to set goals, you need to be purposeful, and then you need to make conscious choices. And just like when you make a commitment or you're public about something, you're more likely to keep it in your mind and really fulfill on it. So I think it's an important sign by corporate CEOs and board directors to say, we are going to consciously diversify our boards for gender, put a date to it, put a percentage to it, and those are the things that tend to get done.
We're now at 50% parity, and I think when other companies see examples like us, and we're just one of many, they'll see that it can be done. And frankly, there's really no excuses.
That's what's changing, the dialogue. There's a momentum that's really occurring. And you see it in the papers, you see it in the press, you see it on Bloomberg TV, you see it all over, that it is really a business imperative.
Sometimes we get a bit negative and sort of worry about what can go wrong, and we think nothing will ever change. And then when you actually think that in the space of 10 years, less than 10 years, we've gone from a situation when, very much a tokenist sort of approach to having women on boards to now it being what's expected of a modern boardroom. And just the whole dynamic around diversity, it's night and day.
I think one of the areas that I have very much focused on from a 30% club point of view is the institutional investment community. BlackRock is in the 30% club. Vanguard is in the 30% club. The reason I'm focused on the and I've identified the top 10 institutional investors in the United States, they're the ones who can really drive change as well. They own the stock. Larry Fink in BlackRock, not only is he doing it through their portfolio managers and their proxy process, but in his company, he now has, as part of senior management compensation, a provision around how well you do leading diversity and inclusion in your respective part of the organization.